we are back with an episode of Debt Collection 101. I have Brittany from Arbite as well on the call with me. We're going to be talking about using consumer compliments to improve your online presence. And we have a very special guest today. He's making a return after 4 years of not being on here. We have Jeff DiMatteo with American Profit Recovery. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello to my Arbite friends.
And I know probably everyone in the industry does know you, but for anyone that doesn't, if you can just give us a little background about yourself and American Profit Recovery, that would be great.
Sure. One of the partners at American Profit Recovery. We're in Massachusetts and Michigan. Got about 4,000 small to mid-sized clients, all third-party debt collections.
Awesome. Cool. Well, this is a good topic, and I know you love talking about this, so we'll get into the questions, and Brittany, you can kick us off.
All right. So Jeff, anyone who's familiar with you or your agency knows that your social media presence is really trailblazing a path for the industry to be more transparent when it comes to, operations. And consumer compliments are a really big part of that. Can you kind of share your process with collecting compliments?
Sure. I look at, we do a lot on social media, and I look at it like reputation management. Unfortunately, the debt collection industry has some stigmas and some stereotypes that go along with us. And so we said, let's try to change that. Let's do what we can. And one of the ways that we do it is collecting and sharing consumer compliments. Our collectors get them, they submit them to one person, and then we kind of compile them, and then we share them on social media. If we don't tell our story, then people are going to rely on the old stereotypes. So we just want people to know that that debt collectors aren't the big bad guy. We're okay to deal with. We're easy to deal with. We'll treat you with dignity and respect. And I think sharing the consumer compliments that say that, thank you for treating me so nicely, or thank you for the help. Thanks for being there. I've never been talked to like that from a debt collector, or things like that. Just tell our story and let consumers know that you can call us and we'll help you. We're here to help.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I always see your LinkedIn posts. I love seeing that. I think you're like one of two maybe that I see on my LinkedIn feed that actually posts compliments. So it's definitely different. And a lot of what we see too is like Google ratings, and even sometimes a lot of agencies don't have websites. Obviously you guys do, but you have 567 Google reviews and a 4.9 out of 5-star rating, which is insane and amazing. So how have you managed to capture those Google reviews?
Yeah, so another thing that we said, hey, we're getting great compliments from our clients, and so why not try to take that to the next step? So as we're talking to, most of those Google reviews are from clients. Every agency has clients that they like to work with and happy clients. We just started asking them to write a review, not brain science, not brain surgery or anything. It's just, we asked them. So when we're on the phone with a client and they say something like, hey, you guys have really helped us a lot with our accounts receivables, or you guys are great to deal with, or you guys are always there when I have a question. We say, hey, you know what, we really appreciate that. Would you mind writing a review for us? And they say, sure, absolutely. And then we took it to the next step. And this part was a game changer. We said, great, I'll just send you a quick link, click on the link and do it. And when we started sending the link, you make it easy for them. They really started doing that. So if you go to our website, and this is something we just started doing too, if you go to our website, on the main page, we started posting these Google reviews. So there's a widget that we added, and we started posting it. And I think it's 720. And the reason why there's two couple numbers out there is because we got the two locations, Massachusetts and Michigan, and they track them separately, but that widget combines them.
And then you actually kind of touched on that already. So when it comes to collecting the compliments and client or consumer, just talk us through, I guess, some systems that you're using, your ongoing training, anything in place that you have to really ask for those and store them. Because honestly, you guys make it look so easy.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to just deciding that you're going to do it, right? We're going to start asking. And some people are better at it than others. On the consumer side, we don't ask for the compliments, but we lead them to it. So we, at the end of a call that went well, we say something to the effect of, hey, really glad we're here to be able to help you out. And then pause for a minute. And the consumers many times will go on to say, yeah, I really appreciate the help. I like how you did this, or they'll give you the compliment. So we're not asking consumers for compliments, but we are leading them there at the end of the call. And the clients, just as simple as I said, we're asking. If they say something good, then we're going to say, hey, would you mind writing that down and then give us a compliment, and they do. And then we track of the consumer compliments. The consumers, what we consider a compliment is anything over and above thank you very much. Almost every call is thank you very much. They have to go on, they have to say something else, say something about how they were treated, or say how easy it was, or something to that effect. If the collector gets it, they track it. We have one person who accumulates them all. We know, because of her work, we know we had 840 consumer compliments in the first quarter of this year. She then goes to our CRM. We use Microsoft CRM and enters them. So every client can see the compliments that we got from their consumers. On the same note, the client Google reviews, we track them in CRM also. And those come through. We get notified every time there's a compliment, a Google review, and then we go on and we look at it. We track that back to the client as well.
Awesome. This is like a side question, because you mentioned on your website that you had added a widget and display your reviews. Do you have something on your website that's like, click here to leave a review also, instead of, or do you just ask over the phone?
So both. So we have on our website, it says leave a compliment or complaint. This kind of started many years ago, where if we had a consumer who wanted to complain, we wanted them to come to us instead of complain to CFPB, Attorney General, BBB. Come to us with a problem, let us try to handle it. So we started off, do you have a complaint or an issue or a dispute? And then we added, or a compliment. But most of them come the other ways.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious, because it's got to be easy for agencies watching this to possibly add something like that to their website and start getting those.
Yep.
Cool. So because of all these reviews and your online presence, and you guys are very active on LinkedIn, which is, also not super common in our industry. Have you seen a general impact on your reputation and ultimately your business outcomes because of these reviews and the online presence?
I'd say it's tough to quantify, right? It's tough to quantify your reputation, but you knew that we had Google reviews and we were 4.9, so people see it. Our goals are to make clients want to do business with us, but also make consumers want to talk to us. So if a consumer goes online and they Google American Profit Recovery, and the first 8 things on Google are complaint, sue American Profit Recovery, this, then they may not be that willing to want to contact us. But if they see a lot of good stuff, then hopefully they'll be more willing to pick up the phone. And definitely tough to quantify, but again, it's reputation management. And if we can get the good word out there and tell our good story, then that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Also, like, people who you do call and have a missed call, like searching your number and then having that pop up and seeing the same things too. Because I do that. I Google every number that called me. It calls me that I have no idea who it is. Nice.
And then I know you said basically it's not rocket science, what you're doing, but let's say an agency doesn't have an online presence right now. Where should they even start? What's a good place to start to do this?
Yeah, I could probably talk for an hour on this. We made a conscious decision probably 15 years ago to go out and get an online presence. And 15 years ago, even more than today, agencies were hiding. They didn't want to necessarily be out there in the public or in the forefront of to be able to be found easily. We said, we're not alone in what we're doing. With many agencies are doing good things. We wear the white hats, we're righting wrongs, we're helping people. So why not tell our story? And so we started. So we started with LinkedIn, and we started with Twitter and Facebook, and I think LinkedIn is probably the most the one where we find the most traction, because people are going there for business and business reasons, and they want to read stuff about businesses. And but we do a lot on Facebook and Twitter as well. But so where do you start? Go out and start a Twitter account. Go out and make sure your business has a LinkedIn account, maybe a Facebook. I'd say that would be number 3. But those two first, just start an account, and then just start telling your story. Maybe you want to put educational stuff out there. Hey, here's how you deal with a collection agency, or does your business need a collection agency? Should you look at a collection agency? Maybe it's culture, your business's culture. Hey, here's what we're doing. Here's what this employee has to say about working at American Profit Recovery. It's okay to self-promote. If you're doing good things out in the community and charity, tell the story. It's okay to self-promote. The compliments, same thing. I mean, that's self-promoting, but again, it's for a reason. And then you could do just simple posts on social media. You can do blogs on social media. You can do videos on social media. So there's all kinds of stuff you can do, but just start somewhere.
Yeah. And it's no cost really, or minimal cost, if anything, to do that. Right. I mean, you're not paying, someone, to just set up an account for you. Someone at your office can do that,
Right. And it's important. And you guys do a great job online also. And you guys do a great job because you guys enjoy doing it, so it's important, if in your organization, find somebody that's going to enjoy doing it and do a good job at doing it, so maybe you task somebody with it. Maybe it's a customer service person, or maybe it's an admin person, or maybe it's a collector that is kind of online savvy. You don't need to be an expert at it, but knows how to set up a Twitter account, goes and sets it up, and they put in their calendar, once a week I'm going to post something. That's it, just done. Once a week they post something. And then you try to get it shared and try to get your employees to share the stuff. And next thing you know, you have an online presence.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked what you said about just like telling your story, because you're there to help people. And I feel like everyone who is in the industry knows the stigma of the industry, but also knows that everyone is doing, or for the most part, everyone is doing good and trying to help people. So I definitely think more people should start doing what you're doing, because they know that, and I know people are doing the right thing, and they are helping people, but they don't talk about it.
Right. Most agencies are doing this stuff.
Yes.
They're doing good stuff. So tell the story, and think about your audience too. Obviously you're trying to hit prospective clients, right? But you're also trying to hit consumers, right? Let them know that debt collectors aren't the big bad guy. We're okay to talk to. But you might be talking to potential new hires, right? When you're hiring, you want people going online and finding good stuff about your company if they're thinking about going to work for you, right? So if they have an interview set up, they're like, all right, let me find some information about this company. Going online, you want good stuff on there. You don't want a 1.9 review because 5 consumers had a bad experience maybe, and you only have six reviews. But also think about, you want to touch, this is a couple other people that you want to touch that you might not really think about, but consumer attorneys, right? What are they looking at? If they get someone coming to them and they say, hey, let's sue American Profit Recovery, hopefully they're looking online and saying, hey, wait a minute. it looks like they got, they're doing a decent job, maybe the attorneys might have a different point of view. But media, the media has the same stereotypes about collection agencies. So if they're thinking about doing a story on the big bad collection agencies, maybe we can tell a different story. A really important one is regulators, because I've met with a lot of regulators over the year at the state and the federal level, and they don't know what we do. They don't know what debt collectors do. So we need to inform them. We need to educate them. So that's another really important audience that we're trying to hit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a super good point. And yeah, we have no more questions. And I was going to ask if you had any other input. And we kind of just, went off a little bit and added some more things. So I think all of that was great, but anything else, feel free to add. The more information, and like you said, this is a topic that's right up your alley. So I know you could talk about it for a long time, but for the people watching, just any more information you want to give them on this topic would be great.
Yeah, and I'd say if you're not connected with me in American Profit Online, so definitely connect with me. But if you're not doing anything, just start somewhere. Just start anywhere, because I know your agency's doing good things. So let's tell our story and change the reputation of an industry, one consumer at a time, one social media post at a time.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It was informational, and we really appreciate you taking the time to do this. So thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You too.
Take care.